back to Into the Archives. If you've missed our previous episodes, be sure to check our Facebook page or our YouTube channel for those. In honor of the upcoming centennial anniversary of the Old Slater Mill Association, we have picked a series of objects that commemorate an equally significant event in America's history, the 1890 Cotton Centennial. These are a set of engraved glass cups. The Old Slater Mill Association, aka OSMA, was founded on March 17, 1921, by a group of prominent industrialists from Pawtucket and its neighboring cities, like Providence and Central Falls. Their mission was to preserve the Slater Mill for the benefit of all. Happy 100th to you, OSMA!
These 3 glass cups are a set of short tumblers, thinly blown. Each one is highly detailed and depicts a place of significance: the Old Slater Sunday School, Merchants' Exchange, and the Old Slater Mill. They are in beautiful condition and housed inside their original boxes. The boxes are made from a thin cardboard, almost like cardstock, with a portrait of Samuel Slater and his signature printed on the lid. The text above the portrait of Slater reads, 1790, 1890, Souvenir Cotton Centennial, Pawtucket, Rhode Island, October 1890. The text below the portrait reads, From David Harley & Co., Merchants' Exchange, Main Street and Park Place, Pawtucket, Rhode Island. The lid is pretty scuffed, but all the text is very legible. The box is big enough to fit all 3 glasses inside of it. The souvenir tradition in America appears to have taken off just after George Washington's death in 1799, when visitors to Mount Vernon began sneaking little pieces of the mantelpiece or plants from the garden in order to prove that they visited the home of the first president. In the early half of the 19th century, travel was still a limited luxury. After the development of the railroad in the 1860s, it became much easier to explore the country and tourism boomed. Since people continued to help themselves to the resources of historic places, the first historical preservation measures were taken in the 1870s. As a result, merchants began selling little trinkets at portable stalls that tourists could purchase in the same tradition of proof that we often practice today. The 1890 Cotton Centennial itself was a large celebration across the country, with festivities being reported in Pennsylvania and New Orleans, but Pawtucket held their Cotton Centennial from September 29th to October 4th, 1890, and packed it full of activities. A surviving copy of the official program of the celebration describes the many activities, including a rowing regatta, horse and bicycle races, processions honoring different groups, and to top it off, the King Cotton Carnival, escorted by Prince Cotton and the nations of the world. In regards to the 3 places depicted on these glasses, we know the least about Merchants' Exchange. It was a marketplace at the corner of Main Street and Park Street, as indicated by the lid of the box here. Slater began a Sunday school in Pawtucket, bringing the practice from England to the area. Since children worked in the mills Monday through Saturday, with Sunday morning off to attend church, education was a luxury for most. Children were taught numbers, letters, and reading. When Slatersville was founded in 1806, the Slater brothers established a Sunday school for the kids there as well. The final glass depicts Slater Mill, which was built in 1793 by Samuel Slater and his colleagues, but began operation in 1794. It was the first successful water-powered cotton thread spinning mill in America, and spearheaded the Industrial Revolution that spread throughout the rest of the country. Samuel Slater died in 1835, after having moved on to other industrial ventures, as the Industrial Revolution really began to spread. It ceased operation in the early 1900s, and the Old Slater Mill Association was formed in 1920, incorporated in 1921, to preserve the building as a historical landmark. They restored the building to its current appearance in the mid-1920s.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Into the Archives. Be sure to check our Facebook page and our YouTube channel next Monday for our next episode. Our next object is simply demanding your attention. See you soon!